This video was recorded in front of a live virtual audience. Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. The last video that I posted that was dedicated to the topic of Hermès / Purse On Fleek's experience with Hermès, or her Goodbye Hermès journey. You can check out that video, card section up above, but also link is in the description box down below. That video received a lot of interesting interaction and comments from you guys. So I thought it would be really interesting, because I didn't have an opportunity to answer everybody, because the comments really flooded in greatly. So I thought, well, even better than typing thank you for your comment, everybody, I was like, okay, let me actually give you guys even more of a platform and read your comments. So this video is about you guys. I mean, of course, it's about the situation with Mel from Purse On Fleek and Hermès, but I'm bringing to the surface your voices, okay? So usually people that comment on these types of channels like mine, you know, or any type of channel, your voices remain unheard. They're lost in the comment sections. But no, my channel is different. We bring your opinions also up to the surface, and we value them. So this is these are going to be your comments, and I will be reacting to your comments just like a real conversation that you would have with a real person in real life. So before we get to the comments, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, but like my content, thumb up this video, let the algorithm know that we're doing something right here. And you can also push the join button next to the subscription button, become a member today, gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon, superdacob all spelled together on Patreon. Gain access to extra perks there as well. And also, this video is being filmed live in front of a virtual audience, so I'm going to read your chats in the comments, which are right next to me right now, right next to me on another video screen. But you can also join my live streams. I live stream every Saturday. Everybody's invited. You could get the times and the schedules of my live streams. Usually Fridays I post them, so you could get your local streaming times there and set a reminder. And the live streams, all the topics get filmed in one go, in one big long live stream, so there's a lot of conversations also happening behind the scenes. So you're all invited to join every Saturday, the Fashion Bunker. Right, are you ready, guys? I have all the comments here. Shani Cole, Handbags and Happiness, wrote a great take on the situation, fair and balanced. Thank you so much. You're going to see, guys, though, there's not only positive, there's also people who do not see it the same way. So we're going to get to them. Alex says, not a fan of the Adidas shirt, really. This is internet. I was wearing an Adidas, Jeremy Scott by Adidas shirt in that video. But thank you for letting me know, Alex. Not a fan of the Adidas shirt, really, but oh my God, was a juicy, juicy video. Love the Hermes latch. I guess the latch is the crop. Or did I also have a necklace? Adidas shirt? What did I have in that video? I can't remember anymore. I think I was wearing Jeremy Scott for Adidas, but the crop is back. We got an Hermes crop because you did love the crop. Okay, I'm bringing it back. Of course, I had to buy the orange one because orange is the color of Hermes. So I got the crop. This one is 10 years old. I bought this 10 years ago at Hermes. So I wonder what you're going to say about today's shirt. Chucky from Funko Pop, because I love Child's Play. So the horror movie, mind you. Lily Girl 72 says, excellent. Thank you, Lily Girl. Jen Hiros says, this is a great analysis. Thank you for your time. I agree with your points and respect that you take into consideration all of the perspectives. Thank you so much, Jen. That is very kind of you to write. Not everybody understands that it does actually take us content creators time and effort to make these videos. So I'm always very, very happy when somebody appreciates that and acknowledges it. Caitlin and DC or Dicey. Dicey, maybe Catlin and Dicey, maybe. Mel has invested too much in the boutique. Her money, time, emotions, and many, many YouTube videos where she kind of shows she's an Hermes expert. The way she was dealt with by the human resources would really make one cry and get angry. A client does not deserve being treated that way. I'm sure there's a better way. Maybe she should send her complaints to the headquarters like you. All that is explained in my other video, so go check that one out. The things that happened to me. Talimia says, great observations. I completely agree with many of your points. Though one thing I will mention, there has to be more to the story on why the manager had blocked her and why human resources had to step in, I guess. So Hermes is a major corporation with tens of thousands of employees globally. 99.9% of the time, client issues are resolved by client relations team. HR would never reach out to a client unless in extraneous circumstances, and they were acting as an agent on behalf of employee and with full support of the legal team. I'm sure legal had signed off on this because she was harassing the sales associate and creating hostile work environment. In that case, it's 100% accurate for store manager not to contact client directly, but pass it to corporate team. There's probably plenty more emails and things she omitted from the story, maybe not even intentionally, but probably just forgot things she could have said while emotional. This comment got 1 thumbs up. Not for me, but somebody thumbed it up. Well, sometimes the people that write their own comments thumb it up, so, but anyway. Sure, this is a possibility. We don't know. We'll never know for sure. This is something that only Mel knows and the Hermes team knows. Because they received her emails, they answered her with their emails. We'll never know. So this is a speculation, telling me. So we don't know. We can only speculate. We can only go off of what we have. And what we have is what she told us. I'm Back Happy writes, you are definitely on point and said all the thoughts in my head regarding the situation. Shame on the store manager and the human resources. Both sides committed missteps and mistakes, but the ultimate violation was HR calling up a customer to call them out. Great commentary as always. Thank you so much. I'm Back Happy. Cap for Life 1 says, your response was a bit too hype, LOL, but entertaining to watch nonetheless. Of course, you guys. The crop and if we're... You gotta listen. These are first world problems. This is nothing life-changing. This is something that we gotta take with a grain of salt. And we also, it's important that we raise awareness about it, that we talk about it, but it's also important that we are capable of finding a way to make it also lighthearted, to make it also, because ultimately we don't need to suffer for a bag. We don't need to suffer because a brand is not allowing us to buy a bag. But somehow we ended up suffering for it. Somebody ended up suffering for it, and on a daily basis, somebody who dreams of that bag ends up suffering for it. So it's important to touch base on it and maybe also figure out how can we avoid suffering about it. So, and at the same time, I would like to make my channel entertaining. So hype, 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 you best believe this is also entertainment. This is not just your sit along and cry along session at a psychotherapist. Like, we are here to also enjoy the dissection of it all. Although sometimes at the psychotherapist, it could also be really interesting to sit down and talk to them too. But that's a whole other can of worms. Chi Denise or Ki Denise says, I am finished with my Louis Vuitton journey. I kept some, sold 2, kept all my SLGs, so I have 3 that I love. I think I slowly want to start an Hermes journey. I'm going to take my time for sure. Also, we don't have a boutique, so I have to do it online. I'm buying a Twilly and a small leather good for my son's birthday and something small for Christmas. I'm not going to buy stuff I don't want, so I guess we shall see. Going in a boutique late next year. Well, fingers crossed to you that you get what you want. Just don't take that journey too seriously. Enjoy whatever you find there that you like. If you like something, I like the crops, you get it. But don't let it get to you. Antonico Thomas says, bags for person trauma. She came off unstable. Emotional. I would say definitely emotional. Unstable? I don't know. I don't think so. But think about it this way. You still have to be stable enough to sit down, set your camera, dress up in that very special way of dressing, black with pearl neck, like you're going to a funeral. You know, I didn't see any instability there. I saw a very clear line. Um, Nam Chow says her mess. Oh, how I can't. Oh, now I can't unsee this. You gotta check the other video to get the joke. But yeah. Nancy Wang says, I love your advice. I'm sure your dissection of this whole drama will be therapeutic to her. You hit the nail on the head, desperation, spending so much money, and yet at their mercy? I don't think so. My advice to her is to spend more time on her kids. They should be the focus of her life. And she has 2 kids by now. Elisa D says, her look in this video is very telling. This is the look every lawyer, oh, there you go. Now we're going to get to the look that every lawyer advises their client to wear to gain sympathy from the jury. The pearls, the glasses, the plain black dress, the pulled back hair. It was very strategic. You might be on to something there. Cardmaster says, you're sounding like a Karen. How dare you? I'm suing, says Cardmaster. As a joke, obviously. And then I responded, I said, yeah, yes, Cardmaster. Except this time the store manager isn't available to talk to. If a Karen asks to see a store manager, that one blocked me on Instagram. So this is a case where a Karen just does not get to talk to the manager. Not today. WMLA 44 says, the fact that you call out Hermès for its complete failure in handling this matter with Purse On Fleek in a professional manner is comforting. Human Resources had no legal right to contact the customer. I have been told in Australia, apparently they do have legal rights, so to each country their own, I guess. Mel does not work for Hermès. This is a game, a very expensive game that Hermès created and developed. There are many, many different people in the world. Of course, everyone is going to play the game differently. Some will be good at the game. Some will be bad at the game. Some, like Mel, are going to be terrible at the game. Too bad. You created the game without publishing how the game is played and what the rules are. So Hermès cannot complain if someone plays the game in a manner you don't like. That is Hermès's fault, not the customers. If you want customers to follow certain rules, then publish those rules for everyone to follow. Mel was terrible at the game, but it is Hermès's fault for creating a very expensive game without any rules and without any guidance on how to play the game. F you, Hermès. WMLA 44 has a point here, you guys. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Elion A7 Azene, the most honest HR I met in my... Oh, this is a good one. I remember this comment. The most honest human resources I met in my life asked me once in the interview, do you trust me? I said shyly, yes. And he replied, don't ever trust human resources. He was damn true and taught me a lesson forever. Applause to you, my dear. Let me put down the crop. This deserves... This is a good one. I agree. Never trust human resources. They're the worst. They're not there for you. They're there for the company and for the boss. Supratik Kundu says, WTF. Here we go. Supratik Kundu. I'm on to you. Okay, so this is one of those people that hasn't watched the video, I guess. How is it you have the right to discuss and critique someone while he or she doesn't? Also, if she dared to publish any communication, it's her choice. Rather, who are you to preach and sit in judgment? Finally, Short and succinct. Says who? The guy who publishes an almost 1 hour long video dissing others. Hashtag with a hashtag. There's a hashtag. Hashtag bigoted. Cha. Oh, I actually answered to this person already. Okay. You see the care. So what did I answer? Oh yeah, okay, so as I was reading this, I was already correcting the errors and the mistakes in the grammar. And I think it's a language, and honestly, I wasn't trying to be too sketchy or shady here, but I was literally just trying to like say like, hey, maybe there's a language barrier here, because I was literally not being judgmental. I was talking to her like I would talk to my sister, and I was like saying like, hey girl, you made this mistake, they made that mistake. Like, if you really want that bag, play a different strategy. That's all. But I think this person understood me wrong. So I said, I never said what you tried to put in my mouth. So either watch my video fully and comment accordingly, or maybe run it through Google Translator or add captions, because no clue what else to tell you, dude. But okay. I mean, you know, a little bit of drama, always fun. Harry Cooper Pot says, I think Mel should have done things differently, but Hermès HR calling Mel was a huge overstep of boundaries. Definitely not okay on their part and should be investigated by corporate. Eddie Voyage says, she made so many mistakes. I have been watching her for quite some time. After watching those videos, I unsubscribed. She needs a doctor instead of the bag. A bit harsh, Eddie. A bit harsh. Again, I just had this conversation with my wonderful viewers right before filming this video, and we were just debating about this. Like, we can't make that decision. Who needs a doctor? Who doesn't? We're not qualified. We're not doctors. I mean, unless you're a doctor. But if you were a doctor, you probably wouldn't have written what you wrote, because you would know better. But like, no. Yeah. No. Just too shady, you know. El Pranitite, hello sweetie. Revenge is a dish best served cold. Because in my video I mentioned the different grades of revenge, the undercooked, overcooked, and just right. So you can check that out in my video too. Iris Jin says, haha, I like the mess from the word Hermes. But you really have a point. Thank you so much. Black Noise says, I feel like I need an Hermès riding crop now. I don't own a horse. Honey, neither do I. Actually, I think I answered that. I don't own a horse either. I said, wink, wink. Or maybe we use it because we keep beating a dead horse, as they say, because this situation ain't never going to change. People are still going to be crying for a Birkin and a Kelly. So we are beating a dead horse. Isn't this funny? Yeah. That Hermès makes the crop for us to keep beating a dead horse. Wow, what were the chances? What were the odds? Oh, the poetry of it all. Oh, Dacob, I love how articulate you are. Thank you so much. Diana K writes this. Yes, trading your privacy for a bag. Where's your self-worth, girl? That's really her mess. Kristen Rogers. First of all, she's a reseller. That's really the end of story. Everything else she did was extra, says Kristen. And this is, again, one of those points where I'm like, so what if you're a reseller? Like, again, as the other commentator wrote before, if the brand doesn't publish openly the rules of the game, then they can't expect you to know the rules of the game. Hermès never wrote openly in a letter to their Birkin and Kelly buyers, if you resell one, we'll never sell to you again. They never wrote it official. Where is it? Show it to me. Send me a link where Hermès posted it black on white. And then we can talk about it. Then you could say, she a reseller, it's game over. Where are these rules written? How is this the end of the game? That they don't, nobody's an idiot. We could do our own math. We could know. We could come to the conclusion that they don't like that because they want their bags to be, secretive and the this and the that. But until proven guilty, you're innocent, because what rules are we playing with here? If Hermès doesn't post the rules, hey guys, we don't want you to resell our bags. If you resell our bags and we catch you reselling our bags, we will never sell you a bag again. Done. That's 2 sentences or 3 sentences. Done. Rules are set in stone. Easy. Then keep on going with the flow. But they didn't write it. Maybe it's even illegal to write it in some countries. I don't know. But I'm just saying, it's a tricky call. It's a tricky call. Homegirl success. You are right in every point. Thank you so much. Liz C. You broke this down so well, Dacob. Great video. Thank you, Liz. Emmy says, I do think she came on a little intense, but Hermes know the game they are playing. Everyone buys the non-bags to get a bag, and they know it. That's why they don't ban her for her behavior. They want her to keep buying stuff. They just won't give her the bag, or they just won't let her buy the bag. Hermes has this exclusivity and hype. They know it drives fans of the brand crazy. People fly all the way to France to get an appointment to try to get a bag. Hermes creates this environment on purpose because it's how they stay in business. And this is how they stay relevant with their tired ass, with their tired ass Birkins. This is a good one. And then I wrote back to Emmy and I said, it's a bad business plan long term, because the brand locks itself into depending only on these bags, on these 2 bags. It's quite limiting for the brand as well, no? And then Emmy answers, it is definitely limiting to only have 2 bags. That's why they make you buy many other items to get them. Yeah, and I agree with you. And that's the real sad part about all of this, is that Hermes is actually a cool brand. They could do so much more. But they've locked themselves in this golden cage where literally their entire fortune depends only on 2 bags. That's like so sad. It's really sad. Jen G says Hermes, so agree. The Duchess of Essex. The read with the Hermes riding crop was absolutely iconic. Girl, thank you. Hashtag Hermes. Mrs. Saturday, it's become a thing, huh? The Hermes. Cool. Mrs. 6, I found Mel to have unhealthy boundaries, inappropriate conversations with an SA, and an obsession with a dream bag, which she did own at one point in time. Unfortunately, I don't think she sees it. Jane Law says, great video. Thank you, Jane. TSN says, a great video to watch. Feel like having you in my pocket whenever I come across with problems. Your opinions is always constructive and smart. Thank you so much, TSN. Mini Pleasures Malin says, I agree that I agree that the manager needs to be fired. He should be the mediator between the customer and the sales associate. Nordette says, Nordette wants to know where I'm from. Planet Earth. I come from Planet Earth, Nordette. Miami 81. I have a lot of hot takes about this drama with Hermes and the influencer. I worked in luxury goods. If you are a customer who does some shady, harassing stuff, the brand can blacklist you from purchasing from them. Blocklist you from purchasing from them. I've had an instance where a customer has it on her profile that anything sold to her is final sale because she was essentially renting luxury goods from the store constantly. She would buy from one location and return to another. The Hermes store manager, I can understand why they blocked the influencer. She's a bit off, and he was probably preempting being harassed by her. He should have just let corporate handle it, but he also should have the essays back. He should have the essay. He should protect his sales associate. As for the influencer, and she wrote something that I can't read here, like letter B, using your health to try and get up higher on the buyer list when you constantly just resell it? Hermes was in their right to stop selling to her. Then we got La La Land 81. This is easily the best review of this incident. Thank you so much, La La Land 81. While she is human and kind of lost it on Hermes, HR giving you a call is ridiculous and looks very unprofessional on a brand which claims to be holier than thou. Nathalie Duran. Honestly, I watched her video and I didn't understand why she cried and got so upset about an Hermes shop. My Sita G says, what a great video. Thank you, dear. Babukis1 says, so well said, Dacob, so well. I agree with you. If I was the sale associate, I would do exactly the same. It was a blah blah mess from Mel. Apple Illustre says, what a frank and honest take on this matter. Thank you so much, dear. Your candid commentary was on point. Mel may not be the ideal customer. She came on as very persistent, but for me, the profile of the customer was not the issue here. The main issue was how this particular Hermès store did not handle this well. I have been in the sales and customer service industry for a long time, and we meet all kinds of customers. Mel is what we can call a challenging, maybe we can even call her a difficult customer to some degree. What was really surprising, though, is that it seemed that the store manager did not train the sales associate well enough to handle this kind of customer, and even copped out by asking the human resources to handle things. For a luxury brand, it is a shame that the sales associate, and even more so, that the store manager were lacking in skill and professionalism. I can't imagine how they handle complaints. Ask the human resources to handle complaints too? Apple Illustre or Illuster, what a wonderful comment. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. Me, having been a person who has also dealt a lot with, Susie Q just sent us a super chat. Thank you so much, Susie. Susie sent us $20 and wrote, gotta say that with her video, which I understand she was upset, Purse On Fleek will never ever be offered another Birkin Kelly or Constance again. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat, Susie Q.
Got to say that with her video, which I understand she was upset, Purse On Fleek will never ever be offered another
Bubbles is reading the comment.
again.
Thank you for the super chat, Susie Q. Super sweet. And thank you, Apple Illustre for sharing, because I also have my fair share of having worked in the fashion industry on both ends, on all ends, design, marketing, sales, even wholesales, planning out, managing, all sorts of things. And I can tell you, this lady here, her comment is very, very spot on. All shade aside, and all fun aside, we tried to be ironic and the crop and the this and the that. But this really, and I said this in my other video. Go check it out. My Purse On Fleek, my first Purse On Fleek video, I said it. Like, if the store manager considered Mel to be really that big of a challenge, then he shouldn't be the store manager, because, and I said in the other video, like, I've experienced some really, like, there are people out there that are so beyond redemption in how they behave that, like compared to what can happen and does unfortunately often happen, like, Mel is a buttercup compared to what can happen. So, and that's what Apple Illustre also says, like, hey, they could have deemed her challenging or maybe even a difficult customer, but not an impossible one. Not one to warrant blocking, blacklisting, calling HR for. Like, girl, come on. Grow a pair of pellets, as I said in the other video, right? Mr. LV Ian Page says, thanks for this, Dacob. I think the thing that should be thought about before discussing this subject is, we will only ever have one side of the story, and while I am not suggesting that Mel is lying, there are lots of things that are very confusing. Perception becomes blurred with fact. And, as I have said before, the store route is not always the way to purchase for all customers. Genevieve Jimenez says, thanks for a very intelligent take on this, Dacob. I love every single point that you emphasize. Spot on. Thank you so much. The Ugliest Beast writes, I unfollowed her precisely because I feel like she's buying and selling her bags all the time. It becomes frustrating to watch after a while. Patrice Marigold writes, by the way, Patrice is also a member of the Fashion Bunker. Thank you so much for being a supporter of the Fashion Bunker. Thumb up this video, guys, if you're liking it thus far, and you too can become a member today by pushing the join button next to the subscription button. It comes with a lot of perks. Hi, Dacob. Fab video. Thank you. Glad to watch your synopsis of Mel's video. I hadn't heard of her or of said video until the end of the live chat on the weekend on your channel. I watched her video on Sunday night, I think. Her emails and narrative seemed to be driven by such an emotive naivete, and her overt vulnerability was palpable. Sad face. My heart goes out to that poor girl, and shame on Hermès for treating her like that. But it's nothing new, isn't it? Is it? Hermès and some other luxury stores have such delusions of grandeur. Australian consumer law doesn't help much in these situations, and OH&S and WHS, Occupational Health and Safety, Workers' Health and Safety, protects staff in workplaces against any situation that may be deemed unsafe or hazardous. I'm doing this because she quotes them too, to any staff members, and HR deals with it, not the floor and store staff. Even Hermès, showing jazz hands, just abide by our worker safety laws within Australia. HR deals with these cases, and generally, that is that, unless there was a credible threat to her person. There is no legal recourse. There is only one Hermès boutique and store in Sydney, and one in Melbourne, and one in QLD, which is in, I don't know what city is that. I think if Australia was screaming for more of them, there would be more boutiques. People throw their money at Hermès for whatever reason, so Hermès should just drop their bourgeoisie bullshit and do what they are supposed to do. Sell their wares and shop and sell their stuff, and stop thinking that they are any more valuable than a shop assistant or a store manager that works at Kmart or Target or a gorgeous bookstore or dress shop. Same thing, just different box. An absolutely fabulous quote came to mind, one of my favorite TV shows, by the way. An absolutely fabulous quote, ab-fab quote, came to mind with this whole somewhat odd debacle. Edina, the main character of ab-fab, says to a sales assistant that she encounters when she enters a luxury boutique, and the sales assistant gives her attitude and like scans her like, hello, madame, you know. She says, you only work in a shop, you know, you can drop the attitude. Love it. XOXO. Thank you so much, Patrice. Premium Life Sandy says, Hermès. Oh my God, it's throwing on both sides and you nailed it. Thanks for sharing my love, Sandy. Thank you, Sandy. Valentina Z. Wood. If I were Mel, I'd DM Dacob and become friends. So much sense and care in one video. As long as she doesn't start sending me huge like lists of things she wants to do on the week. Wish list. We gotta go there, then there, then there, then there. If we can't go there, then we go there. But if we go there, we gotta wear this. This is the color. I'm just kidding, just joking. Don't come for me. Well, come for me if you want. Drama is always a good thing, you know. Brings the viewers back to the barn. Oh, this is a good one. Ooh, cha. Okay. Cha, 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 cha. Tick, 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 tick. Anutash, girl, here we go. Why do you guys need to jump on that woman just to make clickbait videos and gain views? I think she's the one who made over 100,000 views thus far. So maybe she had bashing a brand. It's her experience. It's her truth. We're all living our truths. Welcome to the social media hell. Maybe she has a hard time. Do you feel comfortable judging her? I never judged her. But okay. And this is one of those, let's just read it. Why are people even entitled to it? I know many women after giving birth have a hard time, mentally and physically, which is exactly what I said. I said it's a real thing. Postpartum trauma and depression is a real thing. Very clearly mentioned it in the video. Maybe that is her haven to buy bags. I know that many people purchase luxury bags and items to save themselves from depression. Is this a topic worth making? What if you are hurting this person even more? Do you know most people go to these luxury shops because they like the experience to be cared for and pampered by sales associate? If you do not want to have this problem, go sell carrots at the market. Being sales associate in a luxury store is different. People go to luxury shopping as they go to stress therapy. Maybe I think you're projecting a little bit onto yourself here, seems like. They do not give champagne when you buy at Tesco. Oh my God, the classicism of it all, of this comment. But okay, people do expect to feel special when they buy $20,000 bags because mostly they pay for the treatment, not for the bag. Again, projecting much? Because this ain't the case for me, girl. Ever, it never has been. They do not know how much the brand pays you for being there. They expect you are being paid for being nice to them, etc. If you do not get the money from being a sales associate in a luxury store, the problem comes from the brand. If the brand would give me $6,000 a month, that would be less than 1/3 of one bag. I would send love letters to my clients and hold their hand when they cry. If they pay you $1,000 to $2,000, just leave, because people expect much more. Let the haters jump. I do not care, but I do think this video is not right. I do not like videos that may hurt other people, even strangers. If you see a person down, you try to get them up, not kick them to the ground. If you do not like her video, just write to her. Tell her your opinion, or just ignore it. But do not make these public trials for viewers. That's how viewers was spelled. Okay. Guys, in the live chats, you're here with me now. Do you feel like I put a stranger down, that I hurt Mel in any way, that I instigated haters to go jump on her? What am I being accused of here? I don't think you watched my video, because had you watched my video, you would, I mean, you guys, let me just read. Everybody's exact. Holy Grace says criticism is not an attack. Thank you so much. I'm waiting for the comments to pour in, because it always takes 20 seconds as I'm live streaming for what I just said for it to compute with the chat. So I said you did not watch my video, because otherwise you would not write so much ignorant copy and paste mass words, because this sounds like a comment that you copy and paste on a lot of videos that have this topic. So if you're gonna point a dirty finger at me, at least watch my video first. Wash your hands and then come and play. Totally Dacob answer. So, and I just see now that I received an answer from Anutash. Says, you did not understand my message at all. Okay. And I did not write any dirty word. Let's quote your words if you want. You tell us to subscribe to you more than 8 minutes if we want to know your opinion about a woman who you do not know. You're wrong on the timing. Completely off on the timing, because everything is very well timed and it's within 2 minutes. So your recollection of time is maybe somewhere in another planet. But then, and then you're telling me, and if we want to know your opinion about a woman you do not know. I'm not giving you my opinion on the woman that I do not know. I'm giving you my opinion on the situation this woman shared with us publicly on a public platform. World to Anutash, public platform, YouTube. You share something to the public, not private. What do you expect? You expect to interact with people. Except she got the backlash she didn't want, so she blocked off all her comments. That's a whole other story. The comments weren't blocked in the beginning, but then when she realized that a lot of people misunderstood her video and were coming for her, she deleted all the comments and blocked all commenting. But it's a public video, which she made private for a short period of time, then made it public again because it was making her money. 100,000 views on a video is a pretty penny. So she thought, I'm going to delete the comments, block the comments, but I'm going to allow the video to prosper because, hey, at least I get some money out of it. Fair enough. We live in a media world. She has a YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is monetized. She's not stupid. Go for it. And I say, Mel, go for it. The drama is making you money. So enjoy it and prosper with it, girl, because that video is giving you more notoriety than your actual Hermes bags ever would have. So kudos to you. From a social media standpoint, genius move. Bing, 1 point for Mel. Now, back to Anutash, who already lost 20 points. But it is a hot topic, and so many people requested it. And you have no choice but to make the click bite. It's not bite. It's not a clickbait. It's a clickbait, but it's not a clickbait. Okay, let me explain to you what oh my God, you guys, really, Anutash, do we have to really go into these basics? Let me explain to you what a clickbait video is. Okay, a clickbait video would be if the title of my video would say, let's say the title of my video says, oh my God, I resurrected Coco Chanel. She's back to life. I have dug out her grave and now I'm interviewing her. Then you click on the video, and in that video, I never resurrected Coco Chanel. I never brought her back. There's no interview happening. In that video, instead of that, you see me eating a bowl of cereal. Now I'm making this an extreme clickbait is more subtle than that, but just to let you understand, I promise you something in the title, and the title is super catchy and flashy. It baits you, not bites you, because you keep writing bites. So I don't know if you really think that it's bitey, but it's bait, like you bait a fish. So I bait you to come to see my video with a topic that sounds crazy attractive. And then you click on the video and the video doesn't deliver that. So what of my title was clickbaity? My title says literally my commentary on the situation that Purse On Fleek / Mel had to go through with Hermès. So that's the title. You click on the video. What does the video content deliver? Exactly that. So you tell me what's clickbaity about that title. Or about the video for that matter. Again, clickbaity. It delivered what it promises it would deliver. Clickbait means it doesn't deliver what it promises that it's going to deliver. Like, you guys, get your facts straight, because this is really, okay, whatever. Anyway, so, and this is the best part, Anutash. She said, and it passed already a month, and you missed on such a goodie. Really shame on you. I did find your videos interesting, and I did not expect this type of stuff from you. At least you would recognize that you are guilty. I understand many creators are tempted to such. You're a smart guy. You know what I say. Let me get this very, very, very clear with you. Very clear. I don't do this video or this channel or anything publicly that is monetized just for the love of you. You best believe I also have interest in growing myself, in growing my channel, in reaching out to as many people as possible, in delivering content that people want to see. If my viewers ask for this, and I understand that this is content that I have to create because my viewers are demanding it, yes, I'm going to do it, because from a business point of view, because if we're going to see this as a business from, depending on the interactions, how many people watch, what are we talking about here? It's not you and me sitting, drinking tea together, kikiing, pleasantly or unpleasantly about something. This is YouTube, owned by Google, one of the biggest companies in the world. So what sort of morals are you trying to instigate here? Did I keep it clean and morally acceptable? Obviously to you I didn't, but to all the other commentators up until this moment I did, because they're all commenting very favorably in favor of the video. And most of them, if you listen to up until now, most of them say that I handled the situation from an elegant point of view, respectful to Mel, or turn it the other way around if you want. I pointed out what I think she made as a mistake, as an error, and I pointed out what Hermès made as an error. Why am I not allowed to make a video on that subject? When YouTube itself actually tells me, hey, your viewers want to watch stuff like, yes, because there are statistics and analytics. Every YouTube channel offers the content creator the analytics. YouTube itself says, this is what your viewers want to see. I take one for the team. I take one for the team. If that is not acceptable to you, I don't think social media should be a platform you should be interacting on. It shouldn't. You should really consider other ways of communicating, just in real life with people, put aside your smartphone, put aside all of this, put it all away and just live your analog life and put away the digital, because the digital life, from how you're pointing things out as being just or not just doesn't seem like it's the right type of life for you, stick to analog. It's okay too. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, so, and anyway, then Anatush got a comment from somebody. Oh my God, this is getting, okay. So Cap4 Life 1 says, I agree in the beginning of your video, Dacob, okay, in the beginning of his video, Dacob was really accusatory and came off as man telling silly woman how wrong she is. For the record, I agree with your opinion, but not in the way you framed it at the beginning. Got more balanced towards the end, though. Mel, sorry, if it came across as man telling silly woman how to behave, it was really not my intention. And coming also, I mean, really also from a gay man that has been often, no, girl, I can't. Hey, if that's your perception, it saddens me that it came across that way, because I didn't want it to come across that way. Ooh, apology video. But if it did come across that way, that's not what I wanted it to be at all. Because I was very clear from the get-go, for me, because I analyzed the situation before I went into the video. I watched Mel's video. I watched a lot of responses of other people, because other people made reaction videos to her video, like a lot, and really a lot. And I watched them, all of those that were out by then. Now there's even more out. Since I made my video, others have come out with their videos. So I haven't watched those, but I have watched the ones prior to mine. And I gotta say, most of those videos were very unilaterally either pro or against her. I'm kind of one of the only videos out there that says, hey, you did this wrong, you did this right. And then to the brand, you did this right, you did this wrong. So listen, this is how opinions, you can't, if you're going to analyze a situation, you can't just stay in one track. You need to see different sides of the story, and you need to go through different sorts of emotions to get to the point. And those emotions, yeah, they take you on a roller coaster ride. What do you expect me to be? I saw one reaction video, which was really didn't work for me, because that person making it, I was like, if you don't have the guts to really give your honest opinion, then don't give an opinion. I can't stand it anymore. I talk about this a lot in my other videos, you guys. This political correctness of today that we live in, where nobody's allowed to really have an opinion. They have, you best believe everybody has an opinion, but play it politically correct and in public, polite and nice about everything and everybody, and then backstab them behind their back. With me, you're always going to know what time it is. With me, you're always going to know what I feel and how I feel, because I cannot stand, and I hate those games of maybe, perhaps, she could have done this, perhaps, differently. I don't know. I cannot say. I'm like, why make a video then? Tiptoeing around what? Walking on eggshells for what reason? For what reason? Because you're scared that some of your viewers might get offended, because heaven forbid you're to have an opinion. Get offended. Obviously, the topic triggered you enough to make a video about it. So show that emotion. Show that raw emotion. And if you can't show that raw, YouTube tutorial 101. If you're not ready to show the emotion, go do something else. It's as easy as that. But that's why I always say watch, because we got these attention spans of fruit flies where people watch 10 seconds of a video and then leave. Watch the whole video if you want to understand the whole story. Otherwise, you're going to remain superficial and you're not going to get the point. And sometimes you need to start rough to get soft. And sometimes you need to start soft and then get a bit rough in the middle and then soften up. Yes, there's a little bit of sexual innuendo going on there, but it's what it is. That's life, you guys. It ain't all linear. If it were all linear, we would be all dead. You know how they do in the hospital, in hospital movies where you're in the hospital and they're dying, you get that kind of heartbeat. And then when the person dies, it's just one flat line. You want one flat line of conversation in a video? Well, then you're going to flat line. Then just don't do it. And I'm an emotional person. If something irks me, I'm going to show it. But just 1 second later, if we're done discussing it, I'm good. Calm down again, because you see, we flow. We're alive. We have a heartbeat. We have a pulse. Heaven forbid we were to have an opinion on YouTube, girl. Anyway, Hela Zemi says, great video. I think your opinion is super fair and totally right. But I really want to know, how did Mel actually know that she was blocked on Instagram from this Hermes employer? She said that she didn't have the intention to contact him because it was a private account. So how did she know that she was blocked? Unless she tried to contact him, what would have been wrong of her? Something just doesn't add up with her story. Just asking. Now, Hela Zemni, this, I think you're kind of right a little bit about this, because it made me think, and I thought to myself, how do I know that somebody blocked? Because isn't it like when somebody blocks you, you can't at all find them on Instagram? Because I also thought to myself, wait a minute. So she saw that other friend of hers who tagged him. But I thought if you are blocked, you don't even see that somebody was tagged, right? So that also, then I thought to myself, wait a minute, could she have seen on that person who she follows, on their photo, could she have seen that that person tagged the store manager if the store manager had already blocked her? I think not. Unless she didn't write in her caption, unless that friend or person that she knew wrote in the caption the name of the store manager, like, oh, what a great time I had with, and the name of the person spelled out. And then maybe she looked for them, and I don't know. But this is a kind of a sketchy moment where, like, yeah, how do you know somebody blocked you if they blocked you and you claim you never knew who they were before? How do you know they blocked you? This is a really good, Hela Zemni, you got a point here. You got a good point here. Christina Martinaitis says, Hermes, haha, bullet point. Yeah, we got to make this a t-shirt, don't we? I hope she watches this video, says Carol B. Well, Anotash hopes she doesn't. S says, I agree completely with your analysis. There are a couple of factors I think you left out, though, which is that Mel has a very public eBay store that was linked to her social media with her name, selling knockoff Chanel and Hermes replica items. This is what I was, okay, you guys, hold it, S. Here we go, because I was talking to all my wonderful co-chatters here in the live chat prior to this video, in preparation of this video, because I take this seriously, believe it or not. We can have fun and games, so we take it. Because I asked my co-chatters, hey, you guys, because there's been these rumors that Mel was like selling replicas, and people in the chats are also from Australia and just follow in general the luxury scene. They said, no, she did not sell replicas. Mel in Melbourne was connected to a place that was kind of related, that was kind of into selling bits and pieces that then resulted in replicas. But then Mel in Melbourne allegedly then said, hey, return all the money to all my subscribers who bought from you because this ain't cool. But that's Mel in Melbourne. That's not Mel from Purse On Fleek. Oh, Frozen Luxury. Thank you so much for the super chat.
$4.99 super chat from Frozen Luxury. Clutching my Birkin while living for this live stream.
Thank you so much. Big heart to you, Frozen Luxury. Keep clutching. Ooh, keep clutching that Birkin, girl. So my co-chatters told me, like, no, she was reselling stuff that she got from the boutique, like ribbons, boxes, but then she stopped selling that because she got backlash. Apparently now the eBay store is deleted completely. But Mel from Purse On Fleek, from all the chats that I got here, we cannot know. It's all alleged. They all tell me, all my viewers here told me, like, no, she did not do the replica sales, ever. Now, I can't attest to either one of the two options, so do research. But you guys, if you do know, if you have proof, post it in the comment section underneath this video. Post the receipts, because otherwise we can't go alleging stuff like this, because these are hard allegations, you guys. Like alleging that somebody sold something to fakes, replica, don't go there. If you don't have hardcore black on white receipts and proof that you can post in the comment, then just don't, because it's not fair, honestly. She also is selling Chanel and Hermes packaging and freebies. I think this definitely was a factor, along with so publicly and openly selling her Birkin 25 in Rose Azalea. her first store offer. She also talked very openly about buying a lot of other Hermes bags on the pre-loved market and selling them too. I think these things could have bothered the sales manager, and maybe was the reason he blocked her on social media. Not that it is an acceptable reason at all for a store manager to block a customer, but maybe it was the motive behind his thought process. There, I gotta agree with you. It could have been a thought process, for sure, because we think a lot of things. Listen, we think a lot of things. A lot of weird thoughts go through my mind, but that doesn't mean that I materialize all of those. Oh God, could you imagine? I'm glad they don't. But if I materialize all my thoughts into real actions, I think if we all did that, girl. But so the thought process can be legit. People can think a lot of things, but that doesn't mean that they actually go ahead and do them. David Musquiz says, the real devil are the marketing teams. Second place, public relations. And third place, human resources. Okay, iconic, Hermes. Yota Style says, I clicked so fast when I saw this video. Oh, the emails. So many emails. Novels. LOL, everything you said is spot on. I have to say, when I watched Mel's video, I couldn't believe my ears. Hermes. All for the love. I do hope Mel learned from this experience. I hope so too. I hope so too. Brighter Than Yours says, we all know the kind of customer she is. Man, buy your bag and but we don't know. You know, this is like, we know from what she tells us, but we haven't lived it from the other side as sales assistants at Hermes. KG says, she is reselling anything she buys. Check her store. Maddie Jacko says, that was my point with Hermes. How dare the human resources call her about their staff? It's disgusting and zero professionalism. Sure, they can refuse selling her bags for her on selling activities, but to do that to her is rude and bullying. Kari Salgado says, I watched other videos about this, but I love and agree with your point of view. Thank you for sharing, because it's definitely a lot to learn from this. Thank you so much. Catherine Harmon, I absolutely agree with you. Both sides were wrong. However, I do have concerns over her extreme obsession over the brand and her behavior. In one of her most recent videos, she has flipped the switch to Chanel. It will be interesting to see how this plays out. Is it love of a brand or an obsessive personality? So much more to life. And I love my bags, don't get me wrong, but so much more out there to love in this crazy world. It is actually very sad. I hope she finds happiness, love the bag, but stop to smell the flowers and hear the birds singing. James Cupid, child, I'm on a roll. Yes, you are. I always am. Joan Wistinghausen says, and what if that store manager is so messy that he blocked her, then pretended to be human resources, or had someone else pretend to be human resources when she got the call? In his mind, she would be duly embarrassed enough not to put it on social media. But what if he has now been called in to HR, human resources, and was fired for pretending to be human resources? We need to find out who the manager was and if he is still there. That would be some interesting information. But also, Mel keeps selling all the great bags she got. Seriously, there's a lot wrong with the whole situation. Joan Wistinghausen. Oh my God, girl. They should have hired you to write Pretty Little Liars. This sounds like an episode of Pretty Little Liars where we're like getting one step closer to figuring out who A is, because this is some diabolical. Joan, this is some diabolical thinking right there, and I'm living for it. I'm living for every moment of this scenario. This is such, this could be a TV show. This could be a TV show. Everybody's faking to be who they're not. This is a new dynasty. Joan also continues by writing, Hermes, priceless, hilarious, and true. Andrew says, did you hear about the, Andrew Evans, did you hear about the Hermes Lob lawsuit? And I didn't. And then Andrew adds, it's primarily regarding the selling of competitive products in each home country. Hermes has a financial stake in Lob. I do not know about this one. Hold on. Andrew Evans says, darling, I'm moving, and whilst packing books, you were on chatting with me and you lost me an hour. Great video. I had to stop packing and watch. So happy the subscribers are picking up. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you everybody for subscribing. Subscribe to my channel. Thumb up this video if you're liking it. Let the community grow so we can share even more of these stories together. Because it's the human interaction that is, at the end of the day, what fascinates me. It's not, and I've said this before, it's not so much the actual not getting the bag, the Birkin this, the Hermes that. It's what compels a human to react that way, to make a video like this, and then this whole situation with then human resources countering that allegedly, right? I find that super fascinating. And yes, worth making a video, for sure, because it brings us closer to understanding the psyche, how we tick, what makes us tick, you know? Super fascinating. Dag now writes, bottom line, she's a reseller. She keeps hounding the sales associate for dream bags and other items and then resells them in her eBay store and Instagram or wherever. And then she cries how they treated her poorly by not offering her the bag. If human resources had to call her, there's more to the story. No company of that magnitude has time to call customers unless it is warranted. I find it hard to believe that the store, human resources, would call a client over just over 4 or 5 emails and demanding a wish list. There's more to this for sure. Adminoko says, too much drama. It's just a bag. Also, poor sales associate. TMI. I watched a few minutes of the video and it made me stressed and tired. Marnie Wiltrout. I found Mel's emails absolutely cringy. The psychological manipulation was on another level. Beyond that, her journey didn't become a problem until she didn't get what she wanted when she felt she was due. Hermes handling was pretty, but Hermes handling was petty games. No, this is okay. Hermes handling was petty, but games is what they play. Tyler says, whatever happened, by the way, Tyler is also in the chats here with us, so we got a double Tyler situation. Whatever happened to maintaining an air of mystery? Mel is out here laying all her cards out for anyone who wants a peek. Angel Tan says, personally, I like Mel. She's just like one of us who appreciate luxury items. For those of you who are judgmental of her, you are hypocrites. I'm sure you have something that you are obsessed about. There. She's only a solo self against a giant game-playing corporation. Hermes. Well said. It's Hermes. Love you. Love you too, Angel. It's a beautiful comment. I will not beg for a bag, says Maria Tan. That's so degrading, disgusting, and outright crazy. I have more self-respect. Alexandra F says, does the reaction of the store manager... Wait. Okay, I'm grammar. I have to understand, what is it? Does the reaction of the store manager is correct? Maybe. Does the reaction of the store manager is correct? Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, is the reaction of the store manager correct? Maybe not. But when you look at the background of Mel, I'm sorry, but she was selling samples, Hermes packaging. And who wants a customer like that? Not to mention the bag that she sold. Her wish list was like, I just want a popular one. Stick to 2 or 3 options. The personal email information, we gonna try to make a baby this month. I'm sorry, but what she did seems desperate. We all have issues, but trying to use them to get something is a no. I think she was blacklisted after the boutique found out her selling, and in a coward way, they decided that someone in a bigger position needed to deal with it. There's always 2 versions. We don't know all of the details. When you say the store manager deserved to be fired, I don't agree with you, but we can have different opinions. Maybe he is a bitch, maybe not. I totally agree with you, Alexandra. This is a good point. A lot of people don't get why they were keeping up to buy the items, why they wouldn't. It's a boutique. It's their job to make sales. Boutiques don't like confrontations. I've been a customer for years at Hermes in Europe, including in Paris, and they never promise you a bag. Asking again and again a bag won't help you. You can put yourself on the list and wait. If you start buying Hermes products and hoping to get a bag, just get one from a reseller and be quicker. I was at Hermes Paris last week. They have more than 3,000 requests daily. even now, and 70% of them must be for resale. The people who want to buy have to wait days and days. What I'm going to say is going to shock you in a way. She deserved not being offered a bag. You like to resell 90% of your Hermès items? Buy them on the resale market. XOXO. Thank you so much, Alexandra. Yummy Life says, all mystic vibe that Hermès created around their brand is slowly destroying now. Still, there are people who believe that score bag is like getting Holy Grail. But because of SNS, people understand this game not worth any money. It doesn't matter how rich you are. Still, the game is on. And still, there are people who enjoy this game knowing the truth, and they still enjoy it. But I see many people just turn their back on them. Ellie says, Dacob, please make a video about human resources. I need it, girl. Guitre Bay says, I guess she cried enough. Now she wants us to cry with her. But who posts a video and turns off comments? What? Waste of time and audacity that we have to watch her obliviousness and not be able to comment. Lady, get a life. It's just a purse. No one died and no one's sick. Please give me her problems. I wish that the only problem I would have is not to be approved for the purse or a dress. Chanel, Hermès, who cares? I have real problems, lady. My husband is paralyzed from waist down now for 11 years. I had to become one woman in 10 to become a nurse, a doctor, and still be this fashionable lady. When we go out, no one would ever think that I have any problems in the world. Take that, you brainwashed lady. Okay, sorry about my rambling, but I cannot digest stupidity. Great assessment, Dacob, as usual. Yes, I think she needs psychiatrist, not Hermès, sales associate. She could die, but the most important thing is to get Hermès bag. And I don't justify Hermès action. We know that they are shady, but come on, we are talking that all this was happening through a lockdown. People were dying worldwide, and this lady with all already existent health issues, bombarding about material things. It's a sad story. And again, we can blame Hermès as long as people act as slaves, beg and cry, with no self-esteem. They will act like they rule the world. Have a blessed day. Ooh, Guitre child, this was intense. I'm going to leave it there. Let you guys comment in the comment section about this comment. Junior verse. All this drama over a friggin' purse. Almost 7 million deaths from lockdown to date. And this is some folks' worries. Tragic. I mean, you clicked on the video. You know, this, of course, it's first world problems. It's uncomparable to real problems. This is entertainment. Okay, let's be very clear about it. At the end of the day, so you could choose to watch this, or you could also choose to watch Marvel Legends or something. Batman Returns, that was a good one. C. Francesca says, "Oh my God, is that a Jeremy Scott for Adidas shirt?" Yes, it was. Well, not this. This is Chucky now, but yeah, that was Jeremy Scott for Adidas. I wanted that so bad, but didn't have it in my size anymore. Still so cute. Thank you so much. C2M says, I loved it. Agreed. Thank you for the video. Thank you, David. Yip. You hit the nail on the head. Everything you said is so true. Great content as always. Love it so much. Thank you so much, David. Marie Malone. I worked in customer-facing employment for 40 years. For almost 30 of those years, I was a line manager. I wasn't in retail. I worked in social services. Both myself and my staff were threatened and abused on a daily basis. Human resources would never ever contact a customer to challenge them about their behavior. That was my job as line manager. If I couldn't deal with it, I passed it to my manager. Human resources only involvement would be to advise managers as to how they might handle the situation and support the staff member or members involved. Interaction with customers is not the function of human resources. This is the most bizarre part of this episode, in my opinion. Mel may have overshared. She may be a reseller. I don't know, as we've only heard one side of the story. At worst, all she was doing was trying to buy a very expensive handbag. I don't know what she intended doing with it, if she was able to make the purchase, but she doesn't appear to have been threatening or abusive to the staff member. This should have been dealt with by the line manager. Having said that, I live in Ireland, and maybe these issues are handled differently in Australia. Jesse Style, I did a reaction to the comments on this video. Plug it in, girl. Plug it in. I love when people like plug in the comments. Watching your whole video on my morning walk. Thank you, girl. Petite Looks Noir. Hi, Dacob. A fantastic video. Your response is absolutely on point. I agree. The greatest issue is human resources at Hermès breaching customers' confidentiality by contacting the customer directly, and more importantly, the cowardly store manager. There are strong privacy laws in place in Australia. Mel should have solid legal grounds to stand on if she wants to pursue further. Interesting, because we had Patrice tell us also from Australia just prior saying that no, she does. So we got these split opinions, but I ain't no legal person. So I don't know. Michael G says, Dacob with whip in hand. Cha on a roll. I literally LOL'd. Thank you. Pepin Sansky says, the journey. Great point of view, says, for the love of bags. PBPB says, there are two different sides to every story, and the truth is usually somewhere in between. You're spot on with saying everything in life is relevant to one situation. Only disagree about letting go of sales manager, as we don't know the other side of the story. And perhaps something more happened that was left out, but who knows? I have shopped with Hermès for a long, long time, and it has always been chill for me, but I am pretty laid back and have never viewed any store nor Hermès as a journey. That word, eek, journey. Love you, babe. By the way, what are the best books on Coco's life that you would recommend? Thank you. Okay, I'll let you know later. Thank you so much. DER29012. Honestly, Dacob, you're an extremely intelligent, educated, constructive, and reflecting individual. Thank you so much, darling. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. You make people think before jumping to conclusions. Thank you so much. Alaya Max says, oh, this is good. Schooling Hermès like they stole some snacks. I hope one of their minions see this video. I wish a brand would call my number to mother talk me about my behavior. Well said, Dacob. Truly enjoyed this, and thanks for the laugh. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. Dawn Loves Couture says, I really hate emotional blackmail. It made me very uncomfortable to hear her emails and her repeated sob stories about her trials and tribulations in order to get a bag. I will say that I was at Hermès not long ago, and I was trying on rings. And in talking to my sales associate, when she was asking if the ring was too loose, I did mention that my fingers were swollen that day because I have, I guess, RA, rheumatoid arthritis, I think. And what I wanted to try one size down so I could still get a good fit on another day. It so happened that her husband also has the same issue, and we did have a conversation about it for a short time. I didn't mention it because I wanted pity, but it was pertinent to the situation and not oversharing. I would never go on and on to tell her all of my other woes, and I didn't ask for a Birkin afterwards either. It's always better to keep your business to yourself unless you have to reveal more. If she only said, I have to cancel an appointment to have surgery, it's enough to say that and not to go on. The more I think of this situation, the more I can understand why Hermès didn't want to deal with her anymore. K to the D. You hit the nail on the head. I watched that video when she first posted. I didn't leave a comment. All I could think was way too much info, desperation, obsession, etc. If she wanted a Rose Sakura bag that bad, she could have bought it from any other one of the personal shoppers she's used in the past. I never asked my essay to start a wish list. I've been a fan of the brand since the late 80s. It took 6 years at my now local boutique for my sales associate to bring the subject up and see what I would like. I kept it really simple, but my sales associate also knows I will never email unless I would like to make an appointment. Then I let her go with the conversation from there, but I keep the responses very short. Dacob, you crack me up. You should make the writing crop part of your look. Thank you for subscribing, Melissa Mel. Melikito says, you have a beautiful soul, Dacob. Thank you. Couldn't agree more with you. Your perspectives are on the money, honey. Thank you. Jojo T, Super Dacob. You rock this topic as usual. Thank you, darling. Megan O'Connell. Megan is also with us in the chat, or was before. I don't know if she's still here. Megan says, some claim that the resale of Hermès packaging and free samples is the big issue the store had with her. How do you feel about that? And I actually answered a lengthy comment. Child, I mean, okay, this is where I answered, sustainability. So I said, that's a good question, Megan. Maybe these brands should stop giving out packaging altogether. I mean, it's wasteful at the end of the day and it harms the environment. We should stop associating luxury with having to have huge and special packaging. We should reprogram our minds to see luxury products as truly luxury, if said products also harm the environment as less as possible. At the end of the day, when I buy a bag, I wear that bag. I do not wear the entire packaging that comes with the bag. It's a perception thing, and it definitely would take a long time for us to readjust to a new perception of what luxury shopping means and how it feels, but I'm confident that it would feel very satisfying to actually walk out of the boutique with a purchased product in hand or in one's own, taken from home, shopping bag. This could also contribute to lower costs of products because you best believe we, the clients, pay for each box, ribbon, and container they give us with our purchases. Just trying to think sustainable here, you guys. Of course, I don't think the brands would lower their prices all of a sudden because they don't give you a bag. They would think, haha, we can profit even more now. Do you know what I mean? But then Megan answered, Dacob, I completely agree to a point. I do feel the dust bag can be helpful, especially when needing to store. Like myself, I'm currently in the process of moving and it's nice to ensure my items are protected. But back to your point, I didn't talk about the dust bag. I literally talked about the whole packaging. At Chanel, you get the dust bag. Then the bag with the dust bag is placed in a huge box. In the box, they create the bedding out of paper. That box is wrapped with a ribbon, put on a camellia. That box is put in a bag. The bag has another ribbon wrapped around. The bag has another camellia. You don't need all of that. Dust bag is enough. You know? But back to your point. Now I have all these boxes and bags that I have to move. I hate to just throw them away, but it's unnecessary clutter. Exactly. And it damages the environment. Antonella says, fantastic video, Dacob. Thank you, Antonella. I'm so glad you addressed this. Human Resources reached out to Mel. What? This is unprofessional and so out of line. I totally agree with you, Dacob. Thank you, Antonella. Antonella is also a member of the Fashion Bunker, though, of this video, if you're liking it thus far. And you can also push the join button next to the subscription button, become a member today, gain access to extra perks. Lisa Rose, Mel needs to get her priorities in order. To have such an obsession to this point is quite unhealthy. Love this video, Dacob. All very good points. Thank you, Lisa. Chimichak. Simply phenomenal video. I'm glad you made a video like this from your point of view on this topic and the situation. Just a couple of weeks ago, I thought to myself, what does Dacob think about this? Like, you heard me. I didn't want to suggest that you make the video of this type because I didn't know if it included the content and theme of your channel. In any case, your objectivity and expertise simply inspires me every time. Thank you so much. To honestly say something that others did not care to say. Congratulations, that's all I can tell you. Continue to do so in the future. Among other things, because of such deep thoughts and interpretations from different points of view, I look forward to each of your new videos. I just want to say one thing. Now I want to hear those stories about your crazy clients and their demands. Please don't blame me. Thank you so much. Oh boy, if you only knew. Rosemary Quay says, you are funny. I love you. And yes, you're correct. Thank you. Megatini, she just fell too hard for their sales strategy, becoming too personally invested, oversharing so she couldn't see it for what it was anymore, a selling game. Her emotions got high and she reacted a little salty. It would probably have come across like that, entitled and needy. And in contrary to what they expect from their clients, Hermes doesn't like to play your games. They showed their true colors. Oh my gosh, you guys, it never ends. There's so many comments. So, you know, I'm already 1 hour and 20 minutes in. So let me just end it here for now. Maybe we could have a part 2 because I'm just scrolling through. We would need another hour and a half to get through. I mean, it's insane. Maybe we make a part 2. Let me know in the comment section down below if you want to hear more. If you want a part 2, in case you do, let me know and then we're going to get to it. Thank you to all my co-chatters, which are actually you guys who were actually just listening. But thank you. LB says, over last summer 2020, Louis Vuitton ran out of boxes to give with purchase and we still paid regular price for purchases. Daniel says, I think it depends how many bags you buy. If I only buy a bag once a year or less, the packaging is nice. But if I was buying a new bag every week, the packaging is excessive. Petite Lux Noir says, love to have part 2. Oh, thank you. History repeating bag. It's true we don't need all that extra packaging, but we are inclined to think all those extras are adding to luxury of the experience. Thumb up this video if you're liking it, subscribe to my channel, become a member today, or a Patreon, Super Dacob all spelled together on Patreon. Become a patron on Patreon. And you can also follow me on my Instagram and other social media platforms, Super Dacob all spelled together. I also have a Chanel dedicated Instagram profile, actually 2. One is dedicated to my Chanel collection called Coco Chanel is in my house, all spelled together. The other one is called Coco Chanel Privé, all spelled together, dedicated to the life of Coco Chanel. Be sure to check those out, they're fun too. Other comments. Cat08 says, yes, part 2. We need a part 2 with your thoughts as well, please. Thank you. Thank you, Cat. Daniel says, this scandal is hilarious. I would love part 2. Jack says, it's the Wild West on YouTube. Yeehaw. Cat8 says, I do love the extras on packaging though. Susie Q says, part 2. Melissa Mel says, she spent money on low commission items. Buying rodeos and SLGs is not the same as buying fine jewelry ready to wear at Hermès. Daniel says, I love the camellias. They must never be abandoned. Priyam Live, hello Sandy dear. Glad I made it to part of this live, my love. Thank you, Sandy. And Jacqueline Roberts says, I always come in at the end. Well, oh no, we're just getting started. Until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Love you all. See you soon. Take care. Bye.